Steph can't play defense. Steph can't go. I'm 38, haven't played a decent game of basketball in probably 18 years, so I was 20. Steph would have trouble guarding me.
Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the third guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games.
We all know Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter the basketball world has ever seen, but did you know there's a myth hanging around that he's a bad defender? Well, in this video, I'm going to play the role of Mythbusters and lay out some solid concrete facts and debunk that myth to show you guys that Steph Curry can also cook on defense.
Curry comes up with a steal. And Curry another steal.
Looney with a fake. Stripped in there by Curry. The long rebound, 3-on-1. Smith throws it up, blocked by Curry.
Well, Philly played well in that first half. And Curry with the block at the top.
And goes to Holiday. Holiday drives, gets in the paint. The runner's up, blocked by Curry. And a quick timeout called by Golden State.
They're confident in their chances in this game, Ryan.
All right, thanks a lot, Malika. Here's Brooks, gets denied by Curry. And then a shot clock violation. Outstanding D from Steph Curry. Morant pulls back.
Curry guarding in. Morant in the paint, drives, knocked away by Curry. Picked up by Poole. They've got a foul.
Headed by Frank Vogel and staff, and staff too. That one is ripped away by Curry. KCP stayed with it.
Selden and Curry save the day. Stephen with the block shot, and he likes it.
12 of 15 and 4 of 6 for threes, as you said, this quarter. That's blocked.
Steph Curry with another block. McCall. Conley trying to create. Steph is owning Carter Williams on the defensive end. Dominguez just denying him the ball. The shot clock is down to 9. The backdoor cut, Trey Murphy, and Steph with the steal. Percent shooting. 8 of 18. Steph got that steal. Morant pulls back.
Curry guarding in. Morant in the paint, drives, knocked away by Curry.
Tailed by Thompson, into Finney-Smith, out to Brunson, up to Doncic, into a nest of defenders, corner. It was blocked by Curry.
Defensive player of the year here, Stephen Curry.
Curry comes up with a steal.
Who would go into that starting lineup? Mills has played great off the bench. Stripped by Curry, able to secure it. Nice play.
James pass stolen by Curry.
Looney with a fake. Stripped in there by Curry.
Pass for him and the confidence he played this year. Fun to watch.
That's Curry again with the strip. That's back-to-back possessions. Stephen Curry for one in the league. Rondo back on the floor, lost the handle. Another giveaway for Cleveland. Come at you in waves, even if they do have some injuries.
Dominguez stay down on all those. Curry, beautiful steal.
Right now, the combined 5 for 13. Curry got the steal there.
Pulled it in. Steph stepped in. Yeah. Curry with a steal.
That's what you call helping the helper. He loves shooting threes.
Steph Curry with the overplay. Curry on John Morant. Curry to lay it up and in. Wiggins has Zubats right now on a switch. Draymond came to help, and Steph's got steal number 6. And Steph got that steal, and you're not going to catch him and then lay it up and in.
Sometimes gambles aren't even gambles because you just see the play before it happened. Saw that they put too much air under there. Go ahead and shoot the gap. Get you an easy one for Steph.
Just a man. And Steph reading that like a DB.
And he's starting lineup. Mills has played great off the bench. Stripped by Curry, able to secure it. Nice play.
Willingness to not give up on a play. He's beat. He has every right.
And couldn't convert.
Rozier lost his balance and fell.
right now on a switch. Draymond came to help, and Steph's got steal number 6. And Curry to lay it up and in. His career best is 7 steals in a game.
That's our colleague Mark Jackson call guys like that. Chris Paul's a truth teller.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I was going to drop a David Patton on you, but I decided not to. Curry with the rejections on the defense.
Staying in the picture, fighting over screens, getting back to the offensive guy, and says, not on my watch. Steph Curry with a big-time block shot.
With the steal. And the Hawks have numbers. Took it from Trae Young.
Is he hurt? Shot him. Actually, he was going to look to pass, I think.
Cody Martin with Steph blocking the shot. How about that?
That's what we're talking about, Steph defensively.
Sharp leaves it, and it's swiped down by Curry.
Stephen Curry has had a reputation of being a bad defender for pretty much his entire career. And while early in his career that was definitely true, as of now he has completely changed as a defender and is now an above average defender who excels at many different things, which we'll go over in today's video. The first part of his defense we will talk about is his one-on-one defense. During those historic championship runs, he was consistently hunted out by opposing players every possession. So over the past couple of years, Curry has put on 15 pounds of muscle, and that is one of the biggest reasons his perimeter defense has improved so much. Off the driving angles. As a perimeter defender, your number one job is to provide as much resistance as possible and avoid blow-bys, and he's accomplishing that for sure. And I'm not saying he's a lockdown defender, but he's much better than before. And adding weight and muscle naturally just makes you play more physical. It boosts your confidence and makes you feel like you can defend anybody on the court, no matter their size or position.
From the field, 59% from 3, and he's lighting it up again. Curry, 14. Holiday drive, stripped by Curry in the steal.
The next part of his defense we'll go over is his team defense, or help defense. This is where he really thrives, team and off-ball defender. But today, his IQ and awareness is extremely high. He's always in the right spot and doesn't have those mental lapses like he did many years ago.
3s tonight. The Warriors only 4 of 15, and Portland's 5 of 16.
23 years young. Amazing.
It has his pocket pickle if this Warrior team's going to contend.
Right now, the combined 5 for 13. Curry got to
Get a shot. Brunson assists for Doncic. Into Looney with a fake. Stripped in there.
So no, Stephen Curry is no longer a defensive liability. He is an excellent team defender and can more than hold his own when defending out in space. Not to mention, he puts in a ton of effort, whether that's by chasing players around screens or diving on the ground for a loose ball. But that'll be all for today's video. I just want to briefly debunk the myth about him being a bad defender. Let me know what other defensive videos y'all would like to see next.
Next thing I want to highlight is that Curry is good at stripping the ball.
Lakers were winless in preseason.
Means absolutely nothing right now. Still here by Steph.
Points in 52 seconds and 18 for the game. Pickpocketed. George lost it, and Curry will finish.
I mean, check out these defensive plays against some of the greatest offensive weapons known in modern NBA. A strip on KD here. And next, a strip on the beard. Did you know that when Curry first entered the league, he had a hard time keeping in step with his matchups, and that's why he often got called for fouls, as he often found himself out of position. But as time went on, he was able to learn this defensive skill on the fly, and the chef even dropped a crash course on how to execute it to perfection. That's just footwork. If you could stay in front of him, use your body. I used to get into trouble being so antsy to get a steal as opposed to just playing defense and forcing a tough shot. If I can keep him out of the paint or keep my body in front of him, make him shoot over the top, percentages drop tremendously. Now, the next point I want to make is his improvement in pressuring the ball. To have a full grasp on this, let us break down this defensive highlight clip. You can see here that Steph got pinned under the Blake Griffin screen, but still, Curry fought off of it and cut off the passing lane to force Redick to go towards the weak side and take a tougher leaner, which Curry easily blocked, since Redick wasn't comfortable with the angle that he had to work with. In Curry's words, once they commit to one side, it's easier to guard half the floor than it is to guard the whole court. Next off, in this clip, you can see Steph applying pressure once again to Russ, and similar to the previous clip, he was able to lead and influence Westbrook to drive left because he knew there was the help defense. Knowing that the beard is strong going to his left, Curry switched his defensive stance and influenced him to go right. The real reason he allowed him to go to the right is because he knew that help was going to be there, which just happened to be Iggy. Now, since Harden got sandwiched between Curry and Iggy, he has no choice but to pass the ball to Capella. But the thing is, Curry is already one step ahead of the play, and he anticipated the pass by switching with Iggy for an easy steal. Lastly, what makes Steph Curry an underrated defender is that he has a great nose for the ball. In this play right here, Curry knows that Dragic wanted to use the Jermaine O'Neal screen, but before he does that, Curry beats him to the spot and steals the ball right away. Now here against the much bigger KD, Curry anticipates that he's going to go right, and after stopping him momentarily in his tracks, he uses his quickness and pickpockets KD right then and there. Speaking of his quickness, Curry also loves to do sneaky blindside steals off double teams and cross-court passes, and according to Warriors assistant coach Ron Adams, he wants Curry to be like the John Stockton of modern times. Stockton knew what the other team was going to do, knew how to gum up an offense. I've talked to Steph about this before. He has these natural abilities on the ball and away from the ball, and in guarding catch-shoot players coming off pins. He's good at all of that stuff. Now, if you can add that aspect of just understanding what every team is trying to do, and the times he does that, he breaks plays up inside of himself. If all this evidence isn't enough to convince those naysayers who say Curry is a bad defender, let me just lay it out that Curry was the king of steals in the 2015-2016 season with 2.1 a game, eclipsing the likes of Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and CP3.
Defended by Curry.
Played by Curry. Harden on the drive.
When Kyrie was unable to break down Curry, he drove hard to the paint. And if you pause it right here, you can see that Steph used his lateral quickness to keep in step with Kyrie and was able to block Kyrie's attempt without fouling. And in this last play right here, you can see that Curry influenced him to go right, and when he did, Curry just surprised him by picking the ball right under Kyrie's nose.
But Steph Curry being a bad defender, Steph Curry is a pretty decent defender for his size, and given how much he's improved in the last few seasons, this argument is pretty outdated, would I guess be the right word. Because back in around 2014 and 15, yes, he was a pretty bad defender, I will say that, but he's improved. In defensive statistics, he's actually near the top of the league in certain categories. In the last 4 seasons, so from 2015 to 2019, Steph Curry ranked top 10 in defensive win shares, top 6 in defensive rating, and 13th in defensive plus-minus among point guards. And that's not all. Steph Curry consistently ranks top 20 in the league for deflections, and in the 2016-17 season actually ranked 11th in the league. He's found himself in the top 25 nearly every season in steals, and actually led the league in steals back in 2016. And on top of all this, Steph Curry is only the 3rd guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. Steph Curry is only the 3rd guard in NBA history to record 3 or more blocks in multiple finals games. He had 3 blocks in Game 5 of the 2016 finals, and 3 blocks in Game 4 of the 2018 finals. So overall, you can see he's been pretty good when it comes to defensive stats, but of course, you can only tell so much from stats. And so we're going to be breaking down some of his defensive possessions, but it's going to be split into 2 parts. We're going to be looking at one-on-one defense, and then we're going to be looking at team defense, which is personally what I think he's best at. But with all this being said, Steph Curry is not a bad defender, and I hope this is the last narrative about him that I have to talk about on this channel.